You're watching West Hartford Community Television.
West Hartford Community Television.
For the community, by the community.
Happy New Year, West Hartford, and thanks for tuning in to the monthly WeHa Mag. My name is Tom Hickey. I'm one of the hosts, and we're going to go around the room right now so you can meet everyone, and then we're going to do things in a little bit of a different order today for those of you who have watched previously. So let's just start to your left, my right.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Newton, and I'm the editor of WeHa.com, and I'm very happy that somebody brought coffee to our taping today.
And I'm Gina Mariano Bunch from Daily Moving and Storage in West Hartford, and I'm here for the Home Design District.
I'm Barbara Lerner. I am the Executive Director of the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce. Well, not anymore when you see this.
And when you do see this, I'm Chris Conway. I'm the incoming and now new Executive Director of the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce.
So it's a little confusing at this end of the
It is, but remember, it's January, right?
Yes.
So it's a Happy New Year time. And actually, the whole show is going to be a little bit out of order. I also forgot to say what I do real time, which is West Hartford Magazine, work with Ronnie and WeHa.com. Hashtag WeHa events, can I get you a sledger and experience WeHa? So I got all those commercials out of the way. I was going to save this till the end, but obviously if you look at the table, and Ronnie talked about the coffee, you see a cake congratulating Barbara for her years of service with the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce. And we're thrilled to always have an open invitation for you. I'm sure Chris won't mind to be able to come back at any time. And we just wanted to, on behalf of the show, you can pass that down, Gina, and Ronnie, just give you a little something so that you don't ever have any excuse for not being able to call us back.
Is it my own microphone?
So thanks to our
That is so nice.
our friends at Halo, which is portable power.
I wanted one of those. Did we discuss this last time?
Barbara will be able to
This is
plug
so
in now, and
great.
you can keep that in your WeHa bag.
Oh,
right?
I
And you'll
love
be
the
all
pattern
set.
on that.
It's like,
What is that?
yeah.
So it's portable power.
Yeah.
So I can not only charge my phone with it, but I can charge my laptop with
Absolutely.
it. Whatever
And
I need.
Ronnie's
I
the
charge my
one that-
camera with it.
Oh, you call it your life support.
I call it life
right?
support.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My phone
That
battery
was
is kind
wonderful.
of going downhill again. Actually, I really need to get a new phone. But so I have to walk around with my phone plugged into one of those for a lot of the time. As soon as I go outside, my phone dies.
Well, as
so.
long as they're fashionable looking, then
Yeah,
that's okay.
yeah. I have several of them. They're
Well, that-
stashed everywhere.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. And
Oh,
what
you're
I
very
love is
welcome.
that Halo is a local
Local.
company. I mean,
Absolutely.
they started in West Hartford.
Sure did. Gerald Miller. I don't have the magazine out there, but we had done a feature story on them years ago when we were doing one on portable
I
power,
think 2
right?
years ago,
2 years?
I
Yeah.
wrote that feature story.
Which is
Gerald
great.
Miller and his partner, whose name is escaping me now.
Dan,
but
and is it?
Their offices
Zimmerman?
are their
Is it
offices
Zimmerman?
are in.
so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Their offices are in Hartford, but Gerald Miller lives in West
Yes,
Hartford,
absolutely.
and he's kind of the brainchild behind the fashionableness of the portable power as well.
Very
And it's a
supportive.
wonderful success story for a local business.
Absolutely. To get serious for 1 minute, we're recording this the day morning after. There was a terrible tragedy in West Hartford in December, and it just had me thinking that this time of the year and at the end of every year, and in January we're starting a new year. There are many loved ones who aren't with us, or business associates or friends whom we may have thought of in the past. So I just wanted to just take a moment and acknowledge and let us all be thinking of those people, and certainly the families who are going through some very difficult times, in our town. People say it all the time, it's a big town, but it really isn't. It's very small, and it really impacts everyone.
I'd actually like to add something to that. So in 24 hours, West Hartford had 2 fatalities and a house fire that displaced a family. And those are really just awful, awful things. But actually in the middle of that, West Hartford was named the best place to live in the state by Money Magazine. So just the juxtaposition of those things, and actually for me as a reporter to write about all of them was really very strange. But I think really, even though there is tragedy, there's tragedy everywhere. It's not a reflection on how great a town West Hartford is, but the way that people in this town are reacting, the way our police and fire have really, ignored how they're personally feeling dealing with these crises, and just jumped in to help the families and help all those who are affected is just really a reflection of the caring nature of people in West Hartford. And everybody's really, for the most part, jumped in to support each other in the schools, in the among our emergency responders, and in the community as a whole.
Great. So in 2019, let's count our blessings. How's that for a
Sounds good.
and we'll keep trying to do our best in having a monthly show to talk about everything that's going on. So for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, really our goal is quite simple. Media, West Hartford Chamber, and the business associations in town come together on a monthly basis to just talk about what's happening. You may or may not know. Quite often we hear about things for the first time. So we'll just go around the room now and share some updates. And why don't we start with Home Design District, Gina?
Sure.
Which would be, I think, a great place to start, right in the middle of town, sort of.
Okay. Well,
She's very organized. She has a notebook and everything, so it's good.
well, there's so many things going on. It's hard to keep track of if you don't write it down. So, the Home Design District is just an amazing place. We hope that you shop there. We hope that you come by and see the different businesses that are there, and especially want to talk about Bartlett Brainer is having their winter sale going on right now. So they're giving 10% off of any project, even if the project's going to be done in the spring. So if you have that in the back of your mind that there's something you would like to get done, talk to Kathy over at Bartlett Brainer, who's a longtime business owner, and they will certainly help you out. We also have.
If you don't mind me saying, Gina, I think we can. They do windows, siding.
Yeah.
Right.
Home.
They just
Take
did
it
my
up.
roof.
And roofs? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they-
How did you
Doors.
like
House.
the?
Okay.
Oh, I love
How do you
my
like the way they did your roof?
They did a great job. And even better than that, you're putting so much money into something that you're saying, it's the roof.
Yeah, right, exactly.
The cleanup, the workers, to me that's equally as important. I didn't have to worry about driving on nails in the
Yeah.
driveway.
Right.
and
Yeah.
They just did a great job. So.
Yeah. She's very particular about the employees that she does put on to service everybody.
And for their category, they just won Best of West Hartford.
They did.
This
Yay!
year, which is great.
Yay, Bartlett
So-
Brainer. Best of
All right,
West
Kathy,
Hartford.
there's your commercial. So
We do have a new slate of officers coming in. Kathy has been a wonderful president. We thank her very much for all she's done. But we're looking forward to what John Towers brings to the table. He's going to be our new president from Clover 9 Green Building. I will be taking the position of the vice president for Home Design District. Steve Vendetta is going to be our treasurer, and Bob from Barrio is going to be the secretary. We've got 2 new members this past month that has joined us, Gazzo Building and Value Office Furniture. So we'd like to encourage you to also visit those places, and there's a lot of nice things there if you haven't been in.
Gina, some people who may not recognize the name Home Design District yet, could you just paint a picture for them as to where it is in town?
Well, the limits are, you know better than I do.
Well,
what
it is.
the-
So the Home Design District really encompasses the area around New Park Avenue.
New Park Avenue.
Go from New Britain Avenue, all the way down to Hartford. And I think it probably stops just about at Prospect Ave.
Yeah, and like
Where
we're
it
on Talcott
intersects.
Road, so it kind of goes into.
Correct. So, and then it goes down Talcott and then back down to Oakwood.
So if you are in one of those areas and you're not part of Home Design District, we would love for you to come to one of our meetings. They're the second Wednesday of every month. The January meeting will be, we have to check our website for that.
I
The
think
December-
it's at Barrio.
The December meeting's at Barrio. So I'm not sure if but it's, probably, I think the January meeting's going to be at Barrio Oil as well, and that is on
Reed Ave.
Reed Avenue. So I'm not sure how many of you heard. Did you hear what Connecticut Shower and Bath has done for Christmas time? They filled a bathtub with toys. And a lot of people were bringing in toys, a lot of their customers, a lot of the Home Design District members, and they filled up an entire bathtub, organized this great toy drive, and then delivered everything to Toys for Tots.
Awesome.
So kudos to Connecticut Shower and Bath. And that basically is my time limit for what's going
That
on.
was all great. So there are 5 business districts in town. Again, if you don't know, so there's Bishop's Corner Neighborhood Association, so that encompasses North Main Street, Route 44, those 4 corners and all the businesses there. And this is a neighborhood association as opposed to being called a business association. So they have a lot of residents who are actively involved in that group. If you head down North Main Street to the intersection of North Main and South Main Street, you come to the West Hartford Center Business Association. And that encompasses Farmington Avenue, Blueback Square, pretty much any business that goes down Farmington Avenue in both directions. And they are a business association. They meet once a month. I believe it is on the third Wednesday of the month. Home Design District meets on the second Wednesday of the month. And they really are the ones in their area that do all the events, put up the holiday lights. And everybody thinks the town does all of this, but they do it in conjunction with the town. The third business association is the Home Design District. Then there's the Park Road Association, which is also a neighborhood association incorporated with a business association, and that is Park Road. They meet once a month on the third Friday of the month at the Park Road Playhouse. And they are great at getting information out to the residents and the businesses along that corridor. It's a lot going on. They always do the Park Road Parade every year in October.
Which draws a huge crowd.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It really
And they had a
does.
big Toys for Tots drive too, the
Correct, with
business district.
Brad Davis at Effie's Place. And they really raise a huge number of toys at that event. That's always a fun one to go to. And then the last one is the Elmwood Business Association. And they meet on the first Friday of the month at the Corner Pub. And that is run by Dr. Rick Liftick, so who's a dentist. So that's a combination again of businesses and residents. And they are very active. They're the ones that started the Planters. So Charlie Hilborn from she and Hilborn Breen Funeral Homes thought that they needed some sprucing up. So he went business to business, and in the first year sold 50 planters. So every other business association then jumped on that bandwagon, and it really has spruced up the hardscape around town.
And for those of our viewers who need a visual, just look over Barbara's shoulder, and you'll see the map of where the business associations are in town with their most recent logos. And for you, Chris, there'll be a test that Barbara will issue.
Play concentration.
Exactly. What was all that in one of those meetings? So that's why Gina has the notebook, right, Gina? So
Yeah.
it'll be good.
So the Chamber of Commerce kind of works with all of the business associations. So we bring together the presidents of those groups a few times a year to talk about what they're doing, what their issues are. I mean, there's no need for each one of them to reinvent the wheel every time something's happening. And we're now working on a town-wide project that Chris will be working on, since I will be well, by the time you see this, I will be gone from the chamber, but not gone. I will still be around.
What are you going to be doing?
Well,
Tell us
I'm going
about
to
it.
take some time off, and I'm actually starting a consulting company, so it's called Event Mark, and I will be marketing events and seminars and helping people who want to do a project that don't have the time. And I would be happy to work for some nonprofits because I know that's a difficult area for them. So, yeah, so we'll see. I'm just a little bit of work, just a little bit. So, but Chris is new and. New to the show, so I have to have Chris talk a little bit about where he's come from and
So
what
what's
some of
this
his
project
plans
you're gonna
are.
be
Yeah, what was
What's
the
this
project?
project?
Well, it's a scarecrow event, and we're talking about how to incorporate. Chris had some really great ideas about incorporating Noah Webster and the dictionary, and
Yeah, so it's still very much in its incubator stage right now, but we're trying to come up with something that would engage everybody in the town, get the different associations working together, but have it be a universal theme so that it would, it could just be something really fun for the town.
Excellent. Trying to think of where I was and I saw a scarecrow.
Weather Shield?
It was
Weathersfield
Weathersfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Pittsfield,
Yeah.
Massachusetts
Oh,
does
wow,
it.
okay.
Kathy from Bartlett Brain was telling us in New Jersey, where her daughter lives, they do a huge one, and it got everybody all jazzed up about doing something different too. We can give people a map. You can go all over town. It wouldn't just be in one area, and it would be for like a month. So
Well, and I would think the nice thing about it too is there aren't a lot of expenses.
Right.
In that sense, I mean, you can use leaves or hay or old clothing or whatever to
Yeah.
do.
it could be a scarecrow trail.
That's right,
So
yeah.
the wine trail.
That's
Yeah.
right. Absolutely, that's fun. We like that. That's excellent. Wonderful. Chris, do you want to talk a little bit? I'm sure our readers would love to know where you came from.
Sure.
And that'd be wonderful.
Great. So I was an actual active member of this chamber for many years. When I was in the insurance business, I got to know Barb then. I'm actually was Barb's insurance agent back then.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But got to learn the chamber itself, got to meet a lot of people, made some wonderful connections. I've known Gina through that for years. And so I learned about what chambers are, what they could really do for a business. And the thing that really struck me was that a chamber can really benefit any business. And when I say any business, it really could even be an organization. So you have, a university would be a member of a chamber of commerce, just like a moving company, or your organization is a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And there's certain universal things that a chamber can do to service all of those businesses, but then as you look at the different types of businesses, the restaurants, the retailers, the professional services, there's different needs that they have, and the chamber really needs to work backward to figure out what are the needs, and then how can we provide that. One of the great things that this chamber has is a very robust networking group that meets on the first and third Friday of the month at the Noah Webster Library from 7:30 to 9. And our last meeting, which was the first week in December, we had 81 people come. So that's quite a crew.
A lot of early birds in this town.
It was really exciting.
And it was very energetic. And what's great is it's not just learning about the businesses, but that we always take time to share referrals or thank yous, and that takes up almost as much time as the introductions, because there's so much business being exchanged between the people.
And for those people who are listening who might be rolling their eyes and saying, oh, I don't have time to get up that early or go to that meeting, I'll tell you, until you go, so go.
Yes, go.
It's run like a very tight ship. I mean, you get, is it 30 seconds?
Yes.
30
You get a 30-second commercial, and if you go over, they
They have a
ding you.
little buzzer.
You're like, you're done.
Well,
Move on to the next one.
To go around the room
Yeah.
takes 45 minutes.
Right.
Right.
It's huge.
You
So
know, we're
again,
getting to the point where we're going to have to turn people away because
81.
we're at the capacity, and so you want to get there early and
Get a
you
seat.
don't have standing
Right.
so you don't have standing room
To get your
only.
30 seconds in, yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
And,
So I'm
and
sorry, I
we have
didn't
some
mean to
events
interrupt.
coming up.
Yeah,
too,
so
though.
we've got, so it, typically the winter's quiet with organizations, not with the Chamber of Commerce. So as I mentioned, we have our connections meetings. Those are the first and third Friday of the month at 7:30 at the Noah Webster Library. On the 12th of November, 12th of January, we have a health and wellness fair that we're going to be doing at the Mandel JCC in conjunction with them. It's sponsored by our Health and Wellness Committee. And we've got something like 16 vendors that will be there,
Already, yeah.
speaking about, just showing what they do, but then there will also be small talks about the different health-related services and goods that they provide. So that
Open to the general public.
yeah, open to the public.
You
so
don't have to just be going to the JCC to a swim class or something.
Then we've got some real excitement on January 17th at the University of St. Joseph. We have a chamber basketball night, and with their new basketball team and their new coach.
Heard a few things about that. Yeah.
Familiar name, Jim Calhoun, is the coach there now. So this is a very exciting time, and the chamber is going to be part of that. We're going to have a little separate private reception that we'll be doing.
Pre-game reception with the university president, Rona Free, and Cross Your Fingers with Jim Calhoun, and then on to the game.
Take some shots out there in the center court at halftime.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, for some prize. Right there you go. That'd be neat.
Well, you and I are tall. We can we
Yes,
can do a one-on-one. We can do a one-on-one.
But the team has been doing fairly well. It's a first-year
They
team.
have a winning season, and
Yeah.
actually we're posting their results, the information that we get from the sports information department. We're posting that on WeHa.com. It might not always be in our newsletter, but if you're looking to keep track of what their results have been, we are including those stories.
Great. And then back in September, we had the first ever restaurant week, is my understanding.
Right.
Um,
First ever
West Hartford Restaurant Week. And there will be another one starting on January 7th to the 20th. Again, just a great way to draw attention to the many wonderful restaurants that we have in town here. And my office is on the corner of North Main and Farmington Avenue, and I must say it's got to be the best smelling corner.
Exactly.
So
Do
maybe
we have
Barb.
any idea how many there are?
How many
many restaurants there are
Oh,
in
it's too
West
bad we
Hartford?
don't have Kristen Gorski here.
Yeah, that
I would
must be-
hazard a guess that we probably have well over 300 restaurants in town.
I'm not sure it's quite that many. I think it might be like 165.
In the whole town?
I think so. I might be wrong, but I know there was actually at the not at the state of the town, the economic development luncheon, there was a quiz and it asked how many
that's right.
outdoor seats there were. And the number was crazy. It was like more than 2,000 outdoor seats within town. And since then, quite a few restaurants have opened up. So there probably are maybe, I don't know, well over 2,000.
We had 41 restaurants for this first West Hartford Restaurant Week. So, and that was like easy, and we didn't
You might
have
be right.
time
Maybe
to go out.
maybe there are closer to 300.
There are new restaurants opening every week.
Can you explain to the viewers what Restaurant Week means so that they would understand?
I'm going to defer to Barb since she was much more involved with it.
So
I'll be able to tell you next on the February.
We asked the participating restaurants to do a special menu, and 5% of that special menu was donated to Food Share. It was done pretty quickly. The restaurants that I spoke to had incredible response to those menus, and we wound up collecting over $10,000 in an 8-day period for donation to Food Share. We
Wow,
just
that's great.
did a check presentation to them. And that was with really doing it quickly. Probably over the course of 4 weeks, we put this thing together. So now that we have the base done, we're hoping this time maybe we'll have 60 restaurants participating. Food Share will be the recipient again this time, but we will change it as we continue along. So.
Well, it was called Dining for Good, which is so appropriate too, so that people are going out to eat, but at the same time,
They're
working with
contributing,
Food
yeah.
Share, they're contributing to people who don't have enough to eat. So it really was a great synergy. And it was a win-win for everyone, for the restaurants, for
It was great.
people in town who got some great deals and were encouraged to try some new restaurants maybe that they hadn't tried before, and it was great for Food Share as well. That was translated into, oh gosh, what was the number? Like 125,000 meals or something like that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you have to be a chamber member in order to be a restaurant participating
Well, you didn't in the first one. We are going to encourage.
Yeah, why would
encourage the
why would
restaurants
you
to
be a
become a chamber
restaurant
member.
in West Hartford and not belong to the chamber? There's so many benefits.
Well, most of the restaurants in the center are members. We have to get out further into the community.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you're not a member of the chamber,
But we will be highlighting
the chamber
the
members.
chamber members on our website
Right, yeah.
and in any print. They will be highlighted. Since we put a lot of time and energy into this event, so.
I just wanted to admit, if you don't mind, and West Hartford Center, Matt, the new president, couldn't make it to this taping today, but in the spirit of doing good, they did do the We Care card again, which was, for those of you who didn't know, it's a $50 card that you buy, and it's a 4-day period, 3-day period?
No, it was a 10-day period.
Oh, 10-day
10-day
period, where you can use that card in about 70 different participating businesses for discounts and special offers. And we don't have the tally yet, as to, but it's usually around $10,000.
Yeah, at least.
That goes to Food Share as well for that. So you can be eating and shopping and doing all kinds of things and
And it has
giving
been
back.
matched in the past by
That's true.
one of the property managers, and as soon as, that's probably for the next show,
Right,
and there'll
right.
be information about the exact amount.
Yeah,
But again, that was for Food Share.
right, yeah.
All of this September is Food Insecurity
Yeah.
Month, or
Yeah.
what do you remember what it was called, Ronnie?
Gosh. I don't
Okay.
think it's
I
food. I
remember-
don't think it's food insecurity.
No.
I remember
it's
insecurity
something
though,
like
because I
that.
never heard that word. I never heard it
Yeah,
referred
the
to
food,
that
food
way. Yeah.
insecure.
Yeah.
It's something like Fight Hunger Month or
Yes.
Yeah.
So timing was perfect
Yeah.
on all of this, and it was so incredibly successful that we are excited to participate again.
And even though Food Share is physically located in Bloomfield, they serve Hartford and Tallinn counties, and their executive director, Jason Jakubowski, is a West Hartford resident and has been very proactive since he's taken over just maybe a little bit over a year ago. He's really gotten involved in the West Hartford community in that role as well.
Right. And that's one of the things that people do. They think West Hartford, they don't think about those type of things. That's not the immediate thing that comes to mind. And it's in all communities. It's in this community. And Food Share, while they are in Bloomfield, they are very active in West Hartford as well.
Well, a town that cares, right, would tell you that they can't keep the
food
shelves.
pantry stocked,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it's amazing.
Right, and they do work with Food Share, but those people donate directly to just the West Hartford Food Pantry or financially to the Town That Cares Fund, which helps stock the pantry, which is right here in this building.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I was talking about AM Connections when one of the things that the Chamber has done, and we're going to really try to encourage more, is the AM Connections is free. But what we do ask is that people bring 2 food items to it, and then a couple of us will run it over. We bring it over to town and drop it
That's
off at the
great.
food
Is that
bank.
new?
No, always.
Oh, gosh, okay. I didn't bring
Yes.
canned good items. I'm thinking, all right, I'll get on
You
that.
can owe us.
There's a fundraiser, we'll sell them.
Exactly.
Something to it.
It's like, there's an IOU right there. Gina just gave me a little signal
Oh.
because we're almost out of time, as usual. So you wanted to
Anybody
mention something.
anyone who has not picked up their West Hartford guide, this is something that the Chamber has put out. It's a community guide, and they're available at the Chamber of Commerce, and it has all of the businesses in there that are part of the Chamber of Commerce, a great resource, and obviously we encourage you to solicit the people that are part of the Chamber of Commerce. And always mention that you got their name and referral from this guide, because we always go above and beyond. The Chambers are very tight-knit group, even though there's over 500 of us, but we all try very hard to work together and make you feel really special if you've come to us from the Chamber. So this is something that I think you should reach out for, and we're happy to mail it to you. If you can't make it to the Chamber, feel free to give Chris a call, and we'll be happy to get it out to you in the mail.
So, and Chris will be taking my place from now on. This
Yes.
is my last
Yes.
show. I will be leaving the Chamber, but not leaving town. So.
Absolutely. And if you didn't figure it out, that Gina is responsible for all the ambassadors for the Chamber. Now you know why. So, but
Yeah, we need more ambassadors too.
Certainly,
so
and more
see us-
members. You could always use more
Yes,
members for sure.
yeah.
So on behalf of all of us who are here, all of us who could not make it today, from all the business associations and the neighborhood associations, we want to thank you, Barbara, very much. It's been a pleasure to work with you. We know you're not going anywhere. We know where to find you, and we want to welcome wholeheartedly Chris.
One of a kind.
And look forward to working with you as well.
You as
So
well.
stay tuned, and when you tune in 2019, you'll see some new faces.
And let's all say Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year!
New
Oh, yeah,
Year.
that's great. Great way to-